Do you like hot, spicy peppers? Have you ever considered growing your own? Have you ever tried Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper? This is a Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper. And it is known not only for the heat, the spiciness, but also for the flavor. When you eat Jamaican jerk chicken, that unique flavor that you get from the Jamaican jerk chicken comes from Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper. There are many types of Scotch bonnet peppers, but the Jamaican Scotch bonnet peppers tend to be round and flat. So we're going to do an experiment with this. We're going to be growing two different types of Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper, and by types I mean, as you look at this, you can see that it is wet. This is because it is frozen, and then I have seeds that I've harvested that is not frozen. I've always wanted to know if you can freeze pepper seeds and grow them after. So we're going to try that. You notice I'm wearing a glove, and that is because Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper is no joke. Any part of it that you touch on the interior, whether the flesh or the seed, it is going to be very spicy, and even after washing your hands, it can still burn you very badly in your eyes or any exposed area. So for that reason, I'm wearing a glove. Now, there are two things that I want to know about, two experiments that I'm going to be doing in one. So apart from growing the Scotch bonnet pepper that is frozen, the content in here is pure worm castings. There's no soil or anything else in there. I'm interested in knowing what would happen if I attempt to grow only in worm casting as a seedling mix. So in this half of this container, I'm going to be putting the seeds that are frozen, and then in this other section I'm going to be having the unfrozen seeds. I labeled this side that has that's going to have the frozen peppers, which means I don't have to label the other side. So let's get started. You don't want the liquid from this to flash in your eyes either. I'm going to put as many seeds as I can in here to ensure that if there's any chance of them germinating, I maximize that chance by the number of seeds that are in here. I don't mind thinning them out afterwards because I have lots of seeds that were not frozen. I think that should be enough. I wish I had brought a plastic to put this on. I should have planted the other seeds first because this is so wet. And you don't want to put it down on any surface if you're not going to use it, because whatever surface you put it on is going to be spicy. And if you forget, or someone is unaware that you had it resting there and they touch that spot, you could end up with a child getting badly burned from the peppers in their eyes, or an adult as well. Okay, so I've taken care of that. Now I'm just going to spread these seeds out. I'm very curious to see the result. The only thing I'm concerned about is where I'm going to be putting these peppers, because I am now in Prince Rupert and no longer in Saskatchewan. And the temperature here is very different because we don't go below -8 on a rare occasion, and even more rare is for it to go down to -20, but it does happen. Whereas Saskatchewan temperatures can go down to -55, but Saskatchewan have warmer summer than we do here in Prince Rupert, because from what I have been told, 15 degrees Celsius is the norm for, or somewhere in the high teens, is the norm for Prince Rupert summer weather. On rare occasion, they have really high temperatures like -10, 20, -22, and they are just dying. Okay. Let's spread these guys out as well. So I'm going to be covering them with about 1/2 inch layer of more worm castings. I already moistened the content here, but I'm going to moisten the section that I am putting on top. I'm just trying to level it off and just gently patting it down, just to ensure that the soil is in contact with the seeds, to ensure that they will germinate. Now, heating is a problem for these guys, and they have to be kept warm. Your peppers, especially hot peppers, will take anything from 1 week to a month to germinate. So you want to ensure that you have enough heat for them, and as soon as they start to grow a bit, as soon as they start germinating, then you want to ensure that whatever material you have covering them to trap the moisture, you remove that. A heat mat does well underneath the pepper. I'm using a jar to moisten this thing because a lot of my gardening stuff get left behind in Saskatchewan, so I'm gonna have to start over with a lot of stuff. And the ones that I brought here, I still haven't figured out where I put some of the stuff yet. Still have things unpacked. Okay, so I'm going to be covering this with a piece of stretchy wrap or saran wrap, whatever it is that you know it as. Now we're going to see how long these take to germinate, and if the heating that I have is sufficient for them to germinate. They should be, because it is sufficient to keep my worms going. And then we're going to see if the frozen seeds germinate. Would you like to see the result of this experiment? Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day. Yeah man, time for grow.